Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Georgie Jacobs tōku ingoa no Aotearoa hau nau mai hau mai. My name is Georgie, I'm from Aotearoa or New Zealand. Welcome aboard. If you are returning, thank you so much. I really appreciate all the comments that I'm getting. If you are new and just viewing me for the first time, welcome aboard. So, just a quick update. This waiata that you're hearing is a song I composed back in 2004. I think it was my third year of my degree in music, and the beautiful lady that's singing, her name is Leah Ratima. She was a vocal tutor, so I got her to do the melody, and the tutors all came on board and helped me put the tune together. So I'm going to let it play throughout this video. I just wanted to do a quick vibe on the waiata that you're listening to. It represents everything that I am and who I am, and therefore, you know, you can hear our language coming through it as well. So today we're going to do number 4 and 5. If I just reiterate back on 0, which was all about source, all about God, about you working alongside with source. You have that divine connection with him, you know, and we had it when we were babies, so as we get older we forget about it and all of a sudden it's coming back. So, you know, in the major arcana was about the Fool, so it was the Fool's journey, and that's what it's all about. But really, if you were to look at it, it's a metaphor for who you are and you going on your own journey. Number 1 was all about new beginnings, new adventure, new projects, and the same in numerology as well. And it talked about the first person that he met, which was the magician, who told him he has everything he needs. You know, he's got the 4 suits with him, the cups, the swords, the rods, and the pentacles. So, you know, when you look at it, what do you need when you start out? Well, you're going to need somewhere to stay, you need an idea, you need direction, I suppose, directives. You know, what is it that you want to do? And next minute you're meeting people. So number 2 is all about building partnerships, connections, decision making. Number 3 was about people seeing your work, you know, like you showcasing what you're doing as an apprentice. You know, people start seeing your work come out, and so it's really about that, you know, about expressing yourself and what it is, your passion that you enjoy doing. So we're going to look at number 4, and it talks about stability, practicality, and building a strong foundation, which makes sense, because when you're starting a business, you've got to have some sort of foundation to base it on, or work it on, and the different levels as you start going up on your journey or adventure, whatever it might be. So it talks about establishing new relationships, keeping an open heart as you could make some of the most meaningful connections of your life. So, you know, it's about looking out. People are starting to see what you're doing, and there's going to be people wanting to come on board with you. So check it out, you know, see what's out there, start hanging with people that do what you do, and add your own twist to it, right? Make it more interesting, make it about you. It talks about chatting with co-workers, joining clubs, talk to someone on the bus or on the train, because you never know where these people are going to come from, right? That are going to help you further your journey. It's a nudge to develop the relationship you already have, to grow closer to a friend you lost contact with, and get to know people you see every day. And it might be just, you know, you might see someone and say, how are you doing today? You know, what is it that you do? You just, like I said, don't know. It's about building that foundation. So that's number 4. in numerology. And a number 5 just talks about adventure, change and adaptability. Now that's really, really important. It's not about compromising, although it can be, if you're ever negotiating with somebody, but it's also if something doesn't work out the first time, look at it in a different way. Another day, another way. Eh? There's always room for improvement. It's not just the one way. You got to learn to, I suppose, adapt to change when that happens, because it may not go the way that we want, and that's okay. It talks about your life is changing, time to release what doesn't work for you, and that makes sense. When you're building a foundation, you don't want things that aren't gonna keep it stable, ain't gonna keep it standing the way that you want it, and we all go through it. We think we know what we're doing, and then we don't. So all of a sudden, change pops in, and that's what it's talking about with the number 5. So that's numerology. If we look at the major arcana, the number 4 is the co-partner for the Empress. So the Empress is the 4 queens put together. She is so knowledgeable. She has so much that she can do. And I tell you, she just gets what she wants because she's been there, done that. And the Emperor is exactly the same. Alright, so he's the 4 kings. He represents the 4 kings. And he's about, control, adaptability. He's about discipline, leadership, stability. Put him over here. Stability, structure, rules, power, authority. He's the father figure in the tarot deck. He's the protector. He's also about discipline. Like there's discipline and then there's self-discipline. I really didn't have that when I was younger, but I had discipline. But anyway, keeps you on track, eh? It is ruled by the planet Mars, and the star sign attached to that is Aries. So have you met any Aries? That's all I'm going to say because they are my fire sisters and brothers. So the planet Mars represents war and action, drive, aggression and passion. It influences how we pursue our goals, how we handle challenges and express our desires, especially in relationships. So that's what Mars is all about. It also talks about being in control of all you do, right? So you're in control of whatever it is that you want in your life and who you want in your life. So you say who comes, not anyone else. It talks about your rewards come from your hard work, and that he does do. He's been there, he's done that, as is the Empress. So they can walk the talk, eh? And that's a good way of putting it. And you take on new responsibilities. Now is a great time to take on projects or hobbies requiring more mental fortitude. So it's like, they complete something and then it's like, what next? What should I do next? Instead of just, relaxing a little bit and just reaping on the rewards, because, they're hard workers, eh? They really are. They know their stuff. But they continue to, move on to the next project. So that's the Emperor. And a number 5 in the major arcana is the Hierophant, or the Pope, as you want. This isn't very good. Oh, there we go. That looks better. I'll switch hands. So the Hierophant is about traditions, religion, society and rules, institutions. It's about learning, a higher learning, you know, social approval, social approval, conformity. I don't know about you, but I've never been one to conform. I don't like being told what to do, but anyhow, that's me. Trust, forgiveness, wisdom, and a higher level of commitment. So it's ruled by Venus, and the star sign for this one is Taurus. So Venus is about love, beauty, harmony, relationships, attractions, and artistic expression. And it also relates to how we connect with others in a romantic context, how we reveal a person's romantic style, values, and how they seek pleasures. Wow. I don't think that should have been in there, but however, that's what the Hierophant represents in a number 5. But we'll learn a little bit more about each card as we go on. It's just that I've got so much information that I want to share with you about these numbers and how tarot really isn't scary, it's about numbers. So that's the Hierophant. So if we look at the minor arcana now, but before I do that, let's check out the universal years. And I'll tell you, it's all the same, or very similar, let's put it that way. So a number 4 and the universal years is about energy is more grounded and practical, building a strong foundation and hard work and discipline. So, you know, roll up your sleeves and tackle projects that require diligence. Also, it creates stability in your life. So these are like just quick things, but if you look at it, it's all very much the same as what it's saying in numerology and also in the major arcana. So that's a 4. And number 5 talks about change, a whirlwind of change, freedom and adventure, embrace new experiences, and change is the key. Perfect for travel, flexibility and acceptability, adaptability are the key to negotiating this dynamic period. So what it's really saying is change is the key, adaptability, being able to, like I said, see things in a different perspective, another day, another way. I'll say that. I like that one, that's right. So that's a 4 and that's a 5. Adaptability, number 5. Number 4 is about building that foundation. So we'll move on to the minor arcanas now. So the first card we have is the 4 of Hearts, or the 4 of Cups, which is ruled by water. And the 4 of Cups talks about meditation, contemplation, apathy, re-evaluation, restlessness, disconnection and boredom. But if you have a closer look, Source is offering him another opportunity or idea, but he's too busy looking at the 3 cups that didn't work, right? So it's telling you, to look up another day, another way. Look at what you've built already. Contemplate on what you've done, reevaluate. Because you're restless in that and you're bored, other opportunities want to come. You're feeling stagnant, can't focus on what you have already accomplished, and that's so true. Look at what you've accomplished already. No more worrying about that 4th cup that didn't happen, because it's coming anyway as an idea. Look out for other opportunities, or else you're going to miss it. And that's why, Source is bringing you another one, another cup. Alright, so that's the 4 cups, and then we have the 5 of cups. So the 5 of cups is about acceptance, loss, sorrow, moving on, finding peace, personal setbacks, self-forgiveness, and bereavement in some areas. Sorry to say, but you look at it, it could be a loss of something that you really wanted to do. A project that you wanted and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to, and so it can be a loss. You can feel like, oh, that didn't work, and then you wallow in it for a little bit, and then you move on. You start again, find another way, and that's all it's talking about, adaptability. It's about suffering in some cases. These are the negative connotations that can be attached to this, what someone is feeling, because it's about emotions, right, which is water. So that's why these all pop up. And the star signs is Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Suffering a big heartache or heartbreak, a divorce, a breakup, bereavement, someone that you love may have passed, So I put everything on hold for you. But they're saying that there's a silver lining. You just have to see it, And this chappie in here, he's not seeing it. He's too busy wallowing in his own emotions. So, snap out of it. Feel it. Cry if you have to. But then move on. See a different way. And that's what the 5s are about. Change. In your feelings, that is. So that's the cups. And then we'll move on to the wands, which is about marriage, stability, foundation. See the 4 rods, so it's standing upright in there, and you've got a family in the background, all happy chappy. So it's really quite interesting when you look at the wands, which is the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And the 4 in this card, because we're talking about your passions in there. So 4 wands talks about celebrations, joy, harmony, engagement, home. Home is the big one, reunion, community, domestic, happiness, creativity, freedom, and of course marriage. Okay? So now that you've built your foundation of what you want it to be, whatever the desire that you have for that project or that adventure, it's all coming together, And you couldn't be more happier, is what it's trying to say. So when we look at what the wands represent, it's about returning home to people and places, family that are familiar to you. Take time to soak up in the... Oh, I should write this bigger. Take time to soak up the bliss and appreciate the good things in life. I mean, you've worked hard. Why not? Why not reap the rewards, you know? Even if it means taking yourself out for dinner, or those that have helped you on this journey, you know, put a little tea party together or go and celebrate with them. Because it's a win. It's a win-win, no matter what you do. And a good time to celebrate on redecorating your home, redecorating your home space. The Four of Wands. What an amazing card. You're building things, right? People are coming into your life that are meaningful. And like I said, you'll make meaningful connections in your life. And that's what happens when you put yourself out there, eh? So that's the Four of Wands. And then we move on to the Five of Wands. So the Five of Wands is about competition, debates, rivalry, conflict, disagreements, strife, tension. What's that? Egos and pettiness. So it's like the complete opposite, right? But what it means is that you're standing your own ground. It's your project. It's you. It's what you want, right? You're in control of it. You're the emperor. You're the empress if you're a female. So, you know, they may not like it, but it doesn't matter. It's your project, right? It's your journey. And at the end of the day, it's all about changing how you see things, fighting for what you want. So, you know, sometimes you find yourself in the midst of conflict, competition, or change. It also talks about finding, you know, common groups, fighting to be heard or not being heard, to calm the storm and listen to others before talking. Give them time to speak. Try to be open and encourage productivity. When we look at how people come into our world and, you know, they start telling us how to do things, especially if you are the one that is, I don't know, the CEO or the project manager or something like that, you know you have a vision, right? And of course you're going to come across people that are going to try and challenge your idea. But what it's saying is, you know, be adaptable, hear them out. It may not be what you want to hear, but sometimes, you know, it's good to look at things in a different perspective. So that's all about change. That's a number 5. In the Wands, that is, about your desires, about what you look at as being important. So now we're going to look at the Four of Pentacles. And the Pentacles is Earth. Alright? So it's about your career, it's about money, and it's about being practical. So typical Earth sign. So the Four of Pentacles is about saving money, wealth, security, scarcity, self-improvement, what was that? Frugality, being frugal, and a solid foundation. It's ruled by Venus, the planet, and Earth. So when we look at Earth, it's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So it says that you've accumulated a significant amount of material wealth as you've worked hard. Don't hoard your fortune without risk. There's no rewards. The new venture, invest in businesses, be or seek new opportunities. Oh, my lighting is terrible, I'm telling you. So you can see him holding on to that, clinging onto it, and it's telling you just to release it a little bit, you know. Because look at the other pentacles that want to come in, and he's stopping it by doing that. So that's a number 4 of pentacles, and number 5 of pentacles. Financial loss, lack of faith, lack of mindset, isolation, worry, defeat. See, these are all the negative connotations that I was talking about. But realistically, take time. Times are hard, is what it's talking about. You may have lost your job, your home, or financial security. Time for a change is what it's talking about. It's the same in numerology as it is in the major and the minor arcana. Time for a change. Have faith and seek help. Support is out there. So that's the 5 of pentacles. You see this chappie, you know, he's worse for wear, so is the lady in front. Don't worry, we're coming up to the 6, so it's going to fix everything up. And then we've got the last minor arcana, which is the swords. And so the 4 of swords talks about rest, relaxation, meditation, contemplation. Hey, it all rhymes, doesn't it? Recovery, recuperation, retreat, renewal, solitude, planning for the future. And it's ruled by air, which is the element, and the star signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. It says to kick back and relax after a hard day of work. Take time to breathe after a battle or just over doing things. This allows you to re-emerge with renewed strength and focus. And the 5 of swords, because everyone needs that rest, right? We get too busy and we forget to look after ourselves. And then we have the 5 of swords. It's about conflict, upheaval, loss, disagreements, competition, defeat. It's very much the same as the, very similar, but this is in your mind, right? Because it's about your thoughts. Thoughts become things. Sneakiness, bullies, theft, abusive relationships, creating tension. Did you win? Focus on repairing the damage and compromise. So that makes sense, rather than, getting annoyed with each other. Try and come to common ground. And your thoughts in that too. I mean, none of us like to be told what to do, and especially fire signs. But in your mind, you struggle a lot with your own thoughts and that's what it's talking about. Find a common ground and work on that. Let that help. Let your intuition guide you, because that's what it's telling you to do. You'll find another way. When you think, oh my gosh, this is going to be awful, give it over to your guides. Give it over to God. Give it over to Source. And they'll come up with a better way to deal with it. And you'll be able to release whatever worry that you have in your mind. And so that's the minor arcana. So that's what I have for you. By crikey, this is getting harder and harder for me. Trying to stay on track with the numbers and that. But I am enjoying it. If you got any ideas, put it down in a comment. Let me know what you think of these, my version of numerology versus tarot. I really love what I'm doing. I learn by doing this again. You become the student first, and then you become the teacher, teaching it to others. And that's what I'm loving so much about numbers. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to let Leah take us out with her beautiful voice. But remember, if there's anything that you're not sure about, leave a comment. If you want to know a little bit more, come on board. Hey, who knows? I know at the end or halfway through our numerology, I'm looking at doing giving away a free reading to somebody, anybody who comments. You'll go in the draw straight away, and then I will let you know how and when we're going to do this, and we might end up just doing it on my YouTube channel so that everyone can see me utilize those numbers and show you how it can help you when you're looking at a tarot deck, a deck of cards, anything. Like I said, it's all about numbers. Ka wea whakamā, don't be shy. Leave a comment so that I can talk with you, and you may be the lucky person that gets to have a full-on reading with me, and I mean it'll be full-on. We might just do a little bit on the video itself, but off the video we'll do a full one for you. I will do a full reading for you. So on that, I hope you enjoyed this as I have been putting it together for you. My videos are going to stay raw. I enjoy it when I stuff up, and I'm sure you do too. So on that, ka kite, and thank you for viewing.